When you have a developmental disability or any type of disability, we all have a need and desire to fit in, to be part of our community. And we want to have friends, we want to be accepted. And sometimes there are people out there that want to take advantage of someone with a disability. And because an individual with a developmental disability has been striving to fit in with their community, they might follow the wrong crowd. They might be easily taken advantage of by someone who doesn't have good intentions.
I've been through drug addiction. I've been definitely hung out with the wrong crowds. I was kind of a people pleaser, so I foolishly went down that route and associated with a lot of people that I knew better than to be hanging around, and a lot of poor choices, also severe depression.
TJ's always fallen through the cracks. He had a psychiatrist that said, you know, he needs to be on disability. You know, there's some real issues here, and that just never came about. Easter Seals is literally the only place that I've ever gotten help to listen and to be there for us.
AIM is an amazing program. It stands for Achieving Independent Methods. And so that program is a great partnership that we have with Polk County Health Services that allows us to really utilize resources to serve individuals. So the purpose of AIM is it's a wraparound program. When we're working with someone in AIM, we're understanding what their needs are, and we're providing services, referrals, and supports so that they can live their healthiest, independent life possible.
So going out in the community and working with the clients in the AIM programs, either in their home or at their job.
I was really struggling, and Tim was showing up and basically sticking up for me, putting effort towards my future, just investing in me.
I could tell he was very intelligent, and he was a very caring person. I think anytime you see those qualities in somebody, you know, if they're going through something like what TJ was going through with addiction, they deserve every opportunity to get the help that they need and to recover and to live the best possible life that they can.
There was a time where I was actually in jail in a 23-hour lockdown. I was stripped of basically any general population while you're in jail rights, so I was just confined to my own cell.
His probation officer talked to me and then called me actually after the meeting and said, you know, do you have any ideas of alternatives, you know, to jail for TJ? Because he said, I don't think that that's the right place for him. And I said, I don't think so either. You know, I think if we can get him the right help, you know, he could recover. And so I kind of went to the drawing board with the AIM team and asked if anybody had any ideas. And our director, Mindy Burr, said, you know, why don't you look into Teen Challenge? I've heard a lot of good things about that program.
There are times when there's expertise that we don't necessarily have at Easter Seals, like addiction treatment. So we're going to partner with other nonprofits and other community providers to make sure that a client gets the right services at the right time.
So the mission of our organization, Dalton Teen Challenge of Midlands, is we are a discipleship program. And so we work mainly with, at our center here, adult men 18 on up, mainly coming out of lifestyles with addiction. Their first day on their intake day, one of the first things we do is we take a picture. For TJ, it would have been the eyes, for sure, and that's the way it is with a lot of them. I've always said, man, you can see death on someone. You can see when you are dealing with addiction and you are literally, I mean, many times rather be dead. It's obvious in the eyes when you see that in someone. And when you see life in someone, if all that happened, the physical stayed the exact same, but those eyes change, it would still be a dramatic shift. And for TJ, it was one of those that was very dramatic physically and just emotionally and spiritually, when you're seeing a different person standing in front of you.
When people leave treatment, hopefully they have been able to start the healing process, but then there's transitioning back into the community and making sure that they have the right services and the right supports to allow them to continue down the right path.
TJ didn't have stable housing, didn't have a job, didn't really have reliable means of transportation to get out and do a lot of things. So there was a lot of barriers there.
I thought it was magic the way it all kind of happened. I had a lot of doubts and insecurities, but things just fell into place, and I really appreciate it. Basically, they helped me find a place to stay. Tim also helped me find a job at Renaissance Savory, downtown Des Moines. It's a hotel. I'm kind of afraid of the direction I was going, some of the things that were going to happen. I even attempted suicide a few times, and so just for someone to care when I couldn't even care about myself I still try to understand how there's people good enough out there to do that.
I believe TJ would be dead or in prison without Easter Seals' help, without giving our whole family support, to know that they truly cared and they weren't giving up on him as a human being.
I'm most proud of just changing my lifestyle, heading in a different direction. I enjoy learning new things. I would like to pursue a career.
Where would his life be? I mean, it would be a life that was wasted because no one had hope. And that's what Easter Seals gave us. I mean, hope to keep going on, that there was somebody there that cared, somebody that valued him, even in his bad times.
I don't even know if I can put it into words. His story is probably the most inspirational and maybe the best thing that I've ever been a part of in my career at Easter Seals. Yeah, I don't even, I'm speechless.
Just thank you doesn't seem enough. You saved a life.
In TJ's situation, where he needed someone to believe in him, he needed someone to provide hope, he needed someone to provide options, and that's where our staff was able to really get in there and develop a relationship with him and show that he is valued, that he is cared for, and there are better choices to make to live a healthy lifestyle. What we know, whether it's working with individuals with mental illness, developmental disabilities, intellectual disabilities, when we have the right supports and services at the right time, the individual lives a more independent and healthy life, and it saves our community money. It saves our community from additional trauma because people are able to live independently.
From my darkest, lowest place, that's where things actually started to change. And there is a better life available, and there are people that can be genuine, reliable, dependable, and they care about you, and they want the best for you.
When people get the right services, it allows our hospitals to serve the ill versus the lonely. It allows our jails to handle people who are criminals versus victims and in bad situation. And it allows people to live in a healthy environment and prevents homelessness. So when we get people the right services at the right time, our entire community thrives.